I'm Micah Halpern, sitting in for the vacationing Tisha Bather here with the JBS News Update for Friday, September 4th, 2015. 4 American soldiers were injured on Thursday in a blast in the Sinai Desert caused by an improvised explosive device. The Multinational Force and Observer Peacekeepers, or the MFO as the force is called, were evacuated by air to a medical facility where all are receiving treatment for non-life-threatening injuries, the Pentagon said in a statement. There were 2 explosions. The 4 Americans were struck by the second blast as they were en route to help the soldiers hurt in the first. The Americans are part of a 12-nation force in the Sinai that was established as part of the Camp David Accords with Egypt in September 1978. Israel refused to permit the UN to monitor the peace, so an independent multinational force was created, and the U.S. is the largest of the force with about 1,000 soldiers. Islam meets the future, or is it perhaps back to the future? I'm not quite sure. See what you think. This is the season of the Hajj. It is the time when Muslims from all over the world make a pilgrimage to Mecca and circle the Kaaba 7 times. In the section reserved for the elderly, the disabled, and wheelchairs, a man was seen on a hoverboard, yes, a hoverboard, wearing a white robe and holding his hands together with a blue glow under him as he scooted by the other pilgrims. The hands-free Segway, as it's called, actually has wheels, but no handles. The hoverboard goes forward when you lean forward and slows down when you shift your weight. The web was filled with comments and video of the man performing his ritual in this religious act in a very original style. It went viral. As a result of some small arms fire from Gaza striking a house in southern Israel, the IDF used aircraft and attacked a military compound belonging to Hamas in the northern Gaza Strip, from which the shooting took place. Construction workers in Ashkelon discovered an 1,800-year-old sarcophagus, an ancient coffin, and hid it. They damaged the artifact by taking it out of the ground with a tractor. The builders hid the ancient find for fear that if it was reported, it would ruin their work timetable, and the Israeli Antiquities Authority would enter the area to conduct a salvage dig, and the construction work would be suspended. The unwritten rule in Israel is that everywhere you build and dig, you will probably find an ancient and important artifact. And what does happen is, officially and legally, the Antiquities Authority comes in and quickly extracts the object and takes pictures. Here, a beautiful 2-ton, 3-yard-long ancient sarcophagus with a depiction of a woman in a short-sleeve embroidered shirt and with hair that was decorated and with gems for eyes was ruined. The builders in Ashkelon put their own timetable ahead of history. Saudi King Salman met with U.S. President Obama today. It was the Saudi king's first visit to the United States since ascending to the throne in January. From the U.S. point of view, the meeting was intended to reassure the king that the United States will secure the region and will constantly monitor Iran. According to the White House, Obama emphasized that the U.S. commitment to help counter any Iranian security threats is firm, despite concerns among Gulf allies that the new nuclear deal could empower Tehran in the region. Following up on an earlier story, we reported that Iran was inviting one of the greatest orchestras in the world to visit their country and perform. The downside of the invitation was the conductor of the orchestra, the Berlin State Orchestra Opera, was Daniel Barenboim, a Jew and an Israeli. In the end, Iran announced that it will not issue Barenboim a visa to enter and perform with his orchestra in Tehran. An Iranian plane flew right up to a U.S. aircraft carrier and filmed it. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard said that it was part of a normal activity in the Straits of Hormuz, and one of the ways in which they regularly patrol the entire region. The report said, the latest Revolutionary Guard operation is a mission to identify an American aircraft carrier passing through the region, carried out by a Navy reconnaissance plane called Harbin Y-2. And then it added, for some time, the Revolutionary Guard has had modern drone technology, and it is carrying out missions to identify foreign vessels in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. The report was published in the Persian on Saturday and then translated on Thursday by the Middle East Research Institute, a Washington-based watchdog. According to Tasnim, the Persian media outlet, the, quote, well-known example of this is the Revolutionary Guard's drone reconnaissance mission to identify an American aircraft carrier in the Strait of Hormuz. Images from this were broadcast live to a Revolutionary Guard Commanders Conference in Mashhad province. The Wall Street Journal reports that Apple has just bought an Israeli firm named Lynx for an estimated $20 million. Lynx is a tech company that makes small camera technology using an array of sensors and proprietary algorithms for mobile phones and devices. And now for a rundown of tonight's broadcast on JBS for Friday, September 4th, 2015. At 6 o'clock, Shabbat services from the Central Synagogue in New York City. At 7:30, Shura Lipovsky from Krakow Festival. At 8, Yossi Klein Halevi speaks from the APAC Conference. And at 9, a movie, A Matter of God and Country. I'm Micah Halpern, and this is today's news update from JBS. I hope you enjoy your Labor Day weekend. Tisha B'Av returns to JBS on Tuesday.